Of year is a great time to clean out your home, and with a range of online marketplaces, it's easier than ever to sell your unwanted goods online. But there are some dangers to be aware of. Joining us now with more information on this is Karla Laird with the Better Business Bureau. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
So people start selling online. What research should people do before they go to that extent?
Yep, as a starting point, the first thing you want to actually consider is the platform. We have so many different places that you can go these days. You have Facebook Marketplace, you have eBay, there's Craigslist. But at the same time, many of these platforms actually are better for certain products than others. So if you're trying to sell furniture, maybe Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace is a better location for you. If you're trying to sell clothing, maybe Poshmark is a better spot. So that's definitely one of the things you want to consider as a starting point.
Well, I haven't even heard of Poshmark, so there you go. Okay. How can people determine how much they should be selling their items for? Any tips?
Yeah, so in terms of the items that you are selling, the first thing you want to take into consideration is what are the prices on the platforms that are currently, selling these kinds of products. So that's the first thing you want to know. So what else is being sold? How much is it being sold for? What's the condition of the item that you're selling? Are you seeing where if it's brand new in box, even if it's, you've never utilized it before, the mere fact that you are a second-hand buyer or seller, it might mean that you might need to drop the price a little bit from what the retailer would have been selling it for completely brand new. If it's jewelry, that's also something you want to take into consideration before you sell. So you might want to get it appraised to have a real sense of what it's worth before you start selling online.
Okay, so a little bit of homework to be done for sure. How about people who want to, maybe buy a higher priced item? Some people might want a designer bag, for instance. How do you know that it actually is the real thing?
Well, that's definitely one situation consumers have had to deal with over the years, identifying what's real from what's fake, especially for designer goods. One of the things you can do is go to the brand's website and read through their list of tips for you to identify what an authentic bag or shoes or whatever that product is would look like. So there are specific trademarks or things that they've attached to each item that helps to make you a little more confident about what your purchase is going to be. And also, if you are purchasing specific designer items, it's also recommended that you go to that brand website to see what their authorized reseller websites are. So that way you are purchasing from a trustworthy source, as opposed to taking the risk and purchasing something and then end up regretting it in the end.
Very good tips for sure. So any other tips though on how people can be aware of buyers that you're not too sure about?
So one thing we definitely recommend if you are making a sale online is that whatever the platform is that you're on, so let's say in this case it's Facebook Marketplace, you conduct all of the conversations, the details concerning that purchase on that platform. You have platforms like eBay where if you are stumbling into a scam or some form of suspicious situation where you end up unfortunately losing money, there are situations where they may be able to reimburse you once you've maintained the conversation and the transaction completely on that site. And then the other thing is, once you've made the arrangements to do a sale and you're going to now exchange cash for goods, make sure you're doing it in a public space where your safety is guaranteed. I always recommend, if possible, do that transaction outside of the police station. So if there is a need for support or assistance, you're right next to some trustworthy help. And make sure someone knows where you are, someone knows who you're going to meet, and if possible, your partner, your spouse, your friend can accompany you to make sure that your safety is guaranteed.
Well, those are wonderful tips. Thank you so much for sharing them with us. That's Karla Laird with the Better Business Bureau. Thanks, Karla.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.